Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad to see you guys. So glad you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing just wonderful. And as based on the title of this video, you can see that we are going to be doing a 24-hour reading challenge. And this reading challenge is going to consist of specifically LGBTQ based books. I have quite a few in my TBR, and so I picked out these four to help complete the challenge with, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to try to see how many books I can read in 24 hours. Hopefully I can get through all four, but probably not. That's probably not going to happen. And the first book that we have that I'm going to be reading for this challenge is The Song of Achilles. Everybody knows this book. I have not read this book yet, but I've heard so many good things about it, and for years I've passed the shelves at Barnes & Noble and have never picked this up. Finally picked it up, so I definitely had to include this in the challenge. And this might actually be the first book that I'm going to be reading, because, yes. And the next book I have is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. Oh, also, this is by Madeline Miller. Forgot to say that. And then we have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I've actually already read, like, the third book in this, what would you call that? Not duology, but like a throuple series. I'm just gonna say that because I don't know the word for it. Trilogy. There we go. A trilogy series. I've actually read the last one in it before I realized that there was other ones that kind of showed different stories, because you don't necessarily need to read all of them to read each one. Like, you don't have to read them in order, but it's recommended. So I decided to pick up the first one so then I can read the second one. But I have already read the third one, and this is a lesbian romance, as we can tell. Oh, also, I forgot to say, I'm pretty sure this is a male-on-male romance, LGBTQ romance. I'm very excited about that. Then next up, we have another woman-on-woman or lesbian romance, and that is In Walked Trouble by Dana Hawkins. And this I actually got from a mystery book box. I got like the LGBTQ mystery book box just to see what I was gonna get, and I got this. It looks really cute. I love the cover. Excited to give that a read. And then the next book, or last book that I have for this challenge, is A Scatter of Light by Melinda Lowe. This author has also written another very popular book called The Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I have not read that one, but I really need to pick it up and read it. I'm pretty sure this is more based towards like gender identity and like transsexuality and stuff like that. So yes, transsexual. Did I say that wrong? If you don't know, I have a flag for it. I'm a bisexual woman, and I sometimes don't know everything about the LGBTQ community. I feel like I'm very ignorant to things, but I'm almost positive this is about I don't know, transsexual. Anyways, this is more about gender identity in the LGBTQ community, so I'm excited to give this a read because I've read LGBTQ books, but I've not done anything with, like, transgender. I've read stuff about, like, non-binary and people who identify as, like, no gender, I would say that technically is. So yeah, I'm very excited to start this reading challenge, and yeah. So the time it currently is right now is, I'm recording on my phone, so that's why I can't show you the time on my phone, but if you can see it right now, it is currently 3:16, which is honestly a horrible time to start this reading challenge because I do have work tomorrow at like 4, so that might disrupt this reading challenge. Also, just wanted to premise this before we really get started. I don't know if it's going to be like a full 24 hours. Obviously, I'm going to do the full 24 hours, but I don't know if it's going to be 24 hours straight. I'm going to try, but I don't think I'm going to be able to accomplish it. And my timer only sets for 12, so we're going to do 12, and then another 12, and it'll be 24. So, yeah. And I have decided the first book that I'm going to start this challenge off with is The Song of Achilles, which is the book that I've been waiting probably the longest for to actually read. So we're definitely going to get started on this book for the challenge. So let's go get set up and start reading. just wanted to give a little update. We are about an hour and like 20 minutes into the challenge. I'm on page 109, chapter 11, and I am just loving, sorry, I just put something random as a bookmark, you know. I'm loving this book so far, because I love how it is an LGBTQ book, and it's kind of set surrounding, like, with things that you kind of assume wouldn't have LGBTQ in it, which is, like, Greek mythology and stuff like that. So it's been a very interesting read, and it doesn't, like, kind of just keep shedding light on the fact that they are homosexual. It just, like, you kind of know they are, and it's not that big of a deal, you know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love that it's not making it a big of a deal, which, not saying that all authors who write LGBTQ stories do, but a lot of them that I've read, it's just kind of always talking about the fact that they're LGBTQ, which I get it in stories, but at the same time, it's like, I just want a good story where they happen to be gay. Why can't, yeah. So that's kind of what this is giving. I'm loving their relationship so far. It's beautiful, they're vibing. Oh, and we have a friend who's basically been joining us for this whole thing. It's Hades, which is very fitting for the book that we're reading. It's like he knew. Yeah, it's like he knew. And yes, Hades and Persephone's probably is one of my favorite stories. And yes, I have read a lot of their romances. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little quick update. And also add that throughout this challenge, I might just be taking little 15-minute breaks or whatever, just to give myself a brain rest, because I'm not one of those people who can just sit. Like, I would love to be, but I'm not one of those people who can just sit and read for 24 hours straight. I really wish I could, so I am going to be taking mini breaks. I have read for like an hour and 20 minutes. I think that's pretty good, even just reading for an hour straight. So yeah, just going to be taking little mini breaks and reading. Alrighty, just another check-in with the Song of Achilles. This is probably going to be like the last check-in with this book. I am on page 233 and chapter 22. So we're getting pretty far. I think there's only like 33 something like chapters in the book. And I think, doing the math, we are like 3.5 hours in. That appears right. I may be wrong, but the time that it says right there now is 9:28. That's how many hours we have left. Not really, because we still have to add the other 12 hours on. So that's how many we have until we're halfway. 9 more hours till we're halfway. Yeah. It's been like a couple more hours, so I just needed a break. Just a little brain break to give myself that pause. And then I might go ahead and order some dinner and shower. But I may read for like 30 more minutes before I do all of that. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little update. I just keep falling in love with this book even more, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. Patroclus. I love him. 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 Yes, and you will understand what I mean by that, because like the way they treat women. But I love him. He's great. Just great. And also, while I was on here, I realized, or I wanted to talk about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because it came out yesterday. Today's Friday. It came out Thursday. And obviously, as soon as it came out, I watched the entire thing. Watched the whole thing. So, spoilers up ahead if you have not watched A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I have not fully finished As Good as Dead yet. I'm currently, like, in the middle of that right now. But the amount I've heard, because I obviously haven't finished it, but if you have finished the entire A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, then you're gonna know that they have a lot of kind of Easter eggs to As Good as Dead, which is the last book in the trilogy. But what I've been noticing as I watched it, is Stanley Forbes was not in it at all. And that, if you've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, the second book, he is a major character, because that whole story is basically kind of about him. And yeah, he's a major part of it. So I don't know what they're going to be doing for season 2, or how they're going to include the second book, because they didn't. If Stanley Forbes wasn't there at all, then it's going to be kind of hard. But yeah, so just want to take a little burn break and mention that, because it's making me so mad that I keep thinking about that. Also, it is such a good show. Such a good show. Such a good show. I was so happy when they decided to make it. I've been waiting for it for forever now, since I heard they were going to be making it. And finally got to watch it. So, if you guys haven't read the series, you should go do that and watch the show. I recommend reading the series first and then watching the show. But yeah, so... So, I just finished Song of Achilles. I am heartbroken, distraught, angry, confused, but it was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece, and I'm in love with it. It is also currently 9:42. We have made it through about 6 hours. Stopped at 8:04. And the next book that I've decided to read out of my little pile is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a lesbian romance where the main character, assuming Delilah, this girl right here, comes back to her hometown, which she leaves because she doesn't want to be there anymore, to photograph her sister's wedding. And what if she falls for one of her sister's friends who has a kid? So yeah, seems like it's gonna be a very interesting book. I'm very excited to get started. I love reading about females and female on female, and this is just gonna be a great read. And we are currently on 8:04:52. If we want to get exact, that's where we're starting from. But we still have the other 12 hours to add on to that. So how many is that? 20? No, what is wrong with me? Hold on. 20. It's 20 more hours. No? Yes. I'm just slow. Okay, let's just get started. And yes, there is a little bit of a time jump from the last time I was reading. It is now 10:21. I was on TikTok I let it control me. It's fine. We're back. And timer started. Just wanted to give a little update and say that I'm also going to be stopping for the night. It is 12:05 a.m. and I just cannot go on, so we're going to have to continue and finish this tomorrow. And I also have work. That's why I'm going to sleep right now and getting ready to go to sleep, because I want to be able to not waste my day and sleep the whole day before I go to work. So far we are, how many pages? 123 into Delilah Green Doesn't Care. We're at 6:48, so what is that? About 6 hours in? 5 hours in. So yeah, that's a little update, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If y'all couldn't tell, I just got back from work. I'm sweaty, I'm covered in flour, and I need to get a shower. But I didn't film this morning, but I did read for like a couple more hours. We were at like 6 something, we're at 4:04:09 now. So we're close to being halfway through. And it's Sunday night. I started this Friday evening. So it might also go into Sunday, because I also realized that I have to wake up at 9:30 tomorrow to get my hair done and redone. Not redone, but like touched up. And I have to go to work again, so. But I think we ended at like page 100. We're now at like page 230. So made some progress this morning. I'm gonna go shower, eat, do all that nonsense, and we'll come back. Hair is now washed, and it is now about 10:30. It's like 10:22. Still have not eaten anything, but I decided I'm just gonna start the timer and just read as I'm doing things. So yeah, as I said, we're on like page 228, like so almost 230, and the timer says 4:04, which would make us to the halfway point. And I think I'm gonna stop at the halfway point and then actually finally finish it tomorrow, like during the day and then night, because I do not work Monday or have anything to do. So that should have been my time to do it in the first place. But we could do that later on, and I'm gonna plan it out better. This was kind of spontaneous, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Say my name. Finished her. And hold on. We stopped at 2:30. I'm very disappointed. I wanted to get to the halfway point tonight, but it's about like 12:30, almost 1 in the morning. And wait, yeah, it's about 12:30, almost 1 in the morning. And I do have to get up at 9:30, like I said, and then go to work tomorrow. But I don't have work the next day. So I think that's when we're gonna finish this tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna do the next 12 hours and actually do the 12 hours like straight. Yeah. But just to give a little rating feelings about my about this book, I love lesbians. I don't think there's any other way to explain it. I love lesbians. Not that they were both fully lesbian. Claire is bisexual. She has a daughter. But this, I loved it. At first, Delilah's sister, I don't want to spoil too much, but at first they didn't really like each other for the first, like, maybe 12 years of their life. They kind of were at odds, and you figure out through the story, like, why that happened and how they really feel. But Astrid was making me so mad at certain points, and it just, little spoiler alert, she was basically the cause of the third act breakup. I literally looked at my mom and I said, this girl's a bitch, because what she was saying about I stand Delilah, I back Delilah with my life, and the things that she was saying about her, it really just irked my nerve. But yeah, so that's a little update. We've made it through 2 books in this challenge, and we still have, what is it, like 14 hours left? So yeah, the next 2, oh, put this up. The next 2 that we have are obviously In Walks Trouble and then Scatter of Light. I'm having kind of a hard time choosing, but after reading that, I'm still kind of in the lesbian lover mood. So I think tomorrow we are going to start In Walks Trouble, but that could potentially change, so we don't know. But good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for In Walks Trouble. Good morning, everyone. Oh my god. Anyways, good morning. Just wanted to give another little update. I feel like that's a lot of what I've been saying throughout this video. I promise next time my 24-hour challenge it's gonna be good. I'm gonna actually complete it. But obviously I have gotten my hair done. She looks gorgeous, beautiful. Cut her off a little bit, and yeah, so that's what we did. And I got through, I think it was maybe like 30 minutes. Yeah, we stopped at 2:05 because I didn't really have a lot of time to read while I was getting my hair done, clearly. And we just got back, and I have made it through 33 pages of In Walks Trouble. It's 4 chapters so far. I'm loving it. It's one of those where it's dual POV, and it isn't enemies to lovers. And just a little spoiler alert, it is one of those where the other POVs, you're kind of seeing both of their perspectives of each other, but it's like one of those things where they never really tell each other, so it's kind of miscommunication. And I love those in enemies to lovers, because yes, I love like the misunderstanding of each other, because I think that really gives into like a realistic enemies, because a lot of people are enemies because maybe they are misinterpreting how a person is acting or putting themselves off. And I like being able to see like the other POV of Maya, who is our co-main character, to Remy, kind of talk about, like, one of the first things she said in her chapter was, this girl is intimidating, but Remy thinks the other girl is also intimidating. It's funny to me. I really like when books do that. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to get through while I'm sitting here, because I do need to eat and stuff and get ready for work. But after work tonight, we should be at least at the halfway point, or about to be at the halfway point. And then we'll be able to do the rest of the 12 hours straight, and then we'll go into Monday, and yeah. So just wanted to give a little update, and we're gonna continue reading, hopefully, and see how far I can get. Alrighty, everyone, I did come back from work, take a shower and stuff, and finish the half-point mark. So we are at the halfway mark. We only have 12 hours left, and I am about 143 pages into the In Walk Trouble, so about halfway through. just keeps getting juicier and juicier. I love how they're like describing each other, like not like out loud, like in their heads, how they describe each other and how they see each other, like I said before, but like they're not saying any of it, but then also at the same time they're looking at each other's flaws and what's making them mad about each other, and it's kind of like a back and forth thing, and I'm loving it so far. But I am gonna go probably go to sleep soon. I don't know what time it is, like 12 in the morning, something like that. I'm always going to bed. But we will finish the entire 12 hours tomorrow. And if we don't, then I don't know. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I promise we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Finished in Walked Trouble. Alrighty people, it is currently like 7:30 at night, and I have finished in Walked Trouble. The enemies to lovers, the whole premise of the novel was beautiful. I really enjoyed this book. Obviously, like I said before, I love reading about two women. And this was probably one of the best. The way they describe each other and the way they talk about each other without telling each other until, like, obviously the very end, they finally reveal feelings. But it's so beautiful the way their relationship progresses and develops, and they actually build a relationship. Beautiful. I really loved reading this novel. I keep saying beautiful. I need to stop. I really enjoyed reading this novel. Definitely will have to try to find this author again, or more LGBTQ books, because I'm obsessed. And the timer ended at 5:43:49. I've been reading, oh my god. I've been reading In Walked Trouble since this morning, but I also had to take a major break because I need to figure out, me and my mom were going through our city bus route, and we had to actually practice and getting on the buses and not practice, but we were trial running the city buses, my route to get to my school because I do not drive. So that took a while, and we did kind of get stuck in some places, and we had to figure out which buses to get on. That was a very fun experience, so yeah, that caused me to lose a lot of time today. But we only have 5 hours left, and I believe that we can finish A Scatter of Light by Melinda Lowe, which is the last novel we have to read for this 24-hour challenge. And I'm thinking I might try to finish this or start this, maybe get halfway through, maybe on audiobook, because my brain just needs a break from looking at words or screens or just anything. I just need to listen. So that's probably what we're gonna do for maybe not the whole novel, but for this novel a little bit. Probably gonna read an audiobook for this one to finish out the challenge. I also realized I didn't film it all this morning, so I'm very sorry about that. This challenge is kind of showing me what I need to fix about what I'm filming and not, and how to do YouTube. I'm figuring it out, guys. Figuring it out. Also, while waiting for food. My pizza needs to get here now. Okay. Sorry, my hair looks crazy right now. I don't plan on brushing it before I go to bed. I don't care. Anyways, I finished Scatter of Light. This book, definitely one of my favorites that I've read. probably not my favorite that I've read out of these. My top book that I've read out of the 4 books for this challenge is the first one, Song of Achilles. That probably has to be my favorite. This probably comes in a close second, though. It is, I learned that it is not, like, transgender. It is, lesbian-based or, genderqueer-based, or just kind of the figuring out of sexuality is sort of what this book is about, and I really enjoyed it because it's not, like, a coming-of-age novel about sexuality. It's just kind of like they already have come of age, and now they're starting to figure out that maybe some of the things that have happened in her life and how she's reacted to certain things kind of just didn't connect with her really until she met certain people. So yeah, it was a very good book. I really enjoyed reading this. And yeah. And I also realized as I was doing this, I did not give any reviews for any of these books. And I've decided that I'm not going to do that in this video. If you want to go see my reviews on these books or see what I gave them, what stars I gave them, you can go on my Goodreads, which will be linked below because I don't know it off the top of my head right now. But I might also do like an August wrap-up of all the books that I've read, so I'll probably put ratings and stuff in there. So yeah. Also, I do want to mention one thing. We ended the challenge with basically like 30 minutes left after I finished that book, and I've decided I am not going to pick up another book because I realized that I do not have another LGBTQ book, and it's like 1 in the morning, 1:30. So I think we can just end it there and call it challenge complete because the 30 minutes out of my brain, out of your guys' brain. And I really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys had a fun time reading with me and seeing my reviews and just, yeah, having a wonderful time. And I will see you guys in the next one.